All right, we're back, and we're going to talk about Halloween 2. Now, this film feels very much like more of a part 2 than like a. Obviously, it is a sequel, but it feels more like a part 2 rather than this is like later on. I don't know what I'm saying. But I definitely like this one. I don't know if I like it more. It's not directed by John Carpenter. It's directed by Rick Rosenthal, who was picked by John Carpenter to direct this one because he didn't want to direct it. But he wrote it. He wrote the film. And he produced the film. So there's that. So yeah, at the end of Halloween, Mike Myers is basically leaves. He's like, oh, I'm out of here. After he gets shot a few times, he falls off a balcony and kind of goes, well, I'm done. So he leaves and goes, see you later, mates. I'm out. And then Laurie is sent to the hospital because of all the wounds she had from the first film. And then basically Mike Myers shows up to just basically wreck shit at the hospital, which is the hospital is barren as fuck. I know it's supposed to be late at night. It's like this town hasn't got very much to it, but yeah, it's kind of the hospital is very empty at this time, and as someone who's been in hospitals quite late at night, it just doesn't quite feel right to me. I've been in hospitals where it's 10 or 11, and I'm like, there's still a lot of shit going on. Maybe it's because I was in A&E and stuff like that, but it just feels like it's one of those things where it's there's a lot of stuff going down at the moment. It's not there's barely anything going on. No, there's a fuck ton of stuff going on. But yeah, there's the only I think the only doctor who's supposed to be on call is basically completely drunk at the moment in this film. It's just he's just fucking off his tits. And there's a bit of fucking going around. And but yeah, Mike Myers basically just shows up to kind of wreck shop, just kill everyone, to track down Laurie. We do find out in this film that Laurie is actually his other sister. So he killed his first sister, and now he's back to kill his other sister. Yeah, there's a slight kind of trying to be a romance between the EMT, one of the EMTs, and Laurie. I don't know if they just kind of dropped it partway through the film and was actually, nah, fuck that. It just feels like they're building something, and then it kind of ooh. I mean, it's a little bit creepy at times where he's like, oh, how'd your hand? It's this is a bit weird. It's a bit fucking weird, mate. Stop being a bit weird. Yeah, Mike Myers is showing up. There's another kid who's wearing basically a Mike Myers outfit for some reason. Just happens to have the same kind of outfit, and ends up getting hit by the cops and everything exploding and just killing them. But for some reason, yeah, he's wearing the same costume, and for a little bit they believe it's Mike Myers. But then, yeah, they're still trying to track him down. Gotta do the dental work, because at that point we don't have DNA in this era. It's a little early, so gotta do dental work. Yeah, Mike Myers shows up at hospital, kills pretty much everyone. I think my only problem, maybe it's just me, after I've seen Friday the 13th and stuff like that, maybe it's just the kills are a little bit tame, shall we say. I like this film. I almost think it's an improvement of the first one, personally, because there's a little bit more mystery. Maybe it's also just I don't know as much about the second one as I do kind of just did already before I even watched the first one. Yeah, this is almost immediately straight off the film. I'd love to do like just a re-edit of just like putting these two films just back to back together, and just sit and watch it with some people, just because it is just like, yeah, it's just one long film. If you just smash it together, it'd be just one long film. But yeah, it's got an air of mystery. I kind of would have liked it if they did a bit more. Like, one of the cops, his daughter is killed. I kind of would have liked it a bit more if he was a bit more unhinged, if you say. Yeah, it makes sense if he's a little bit unhinged, because, yeah, his daughter has died, so that'd be kind of cool way to play it, where he's just like kind of a little bit wrecking shop just because he's trying to fucking find the guy killed his daughter. But they didn't really ever do anything with that. He's mostly just people in the hospital doing their own thing, and then Mike Myers kind of goes, "I'm gonna kill you all. I'm gonna kill you all. I'm gonna kill you all." So yeah, he does. Yeah. Again, I don't like silent protags, and also it's never really. I know it's never established in like Friday or anything. White Mike Myers can somehow, like, how he's able to just survive pretty much anything. It's just like, oh, it just is. It just is. I think I see that sign of Sam Hill or something. Sam Hill. Say, can't remember. Seven here. No, it doesn't appear to be in here. Yeah, they have that. I don't know if it's like a reference to some kind of curse or some kind of some kind of thing that's keeping him alive. Kind of like I think they established it in Nightmare on Elm Street why Freddy keeps coming back and stuff like that. But yeah. Yeah, I think that's the only problem. I think one of my problems with it is just, it's just not established why he keeps coming back. Yeah, I think overall, I think I like this one a bit more, just because I think I have a bit more of mystery, and I'm like, oh, I don't know who's gonna survive and what's gonna happen. So yeah, I think I like this one a bit more. It might be slightly controversial that I like Halloween 2 over the first one. Slightly controversial opinion, but yeah, I think it's just a little bit, just because it's not, through pop culture osmosis, I kind of know a bit more about Halloween than this one. So the second one, I'm like, oh, I wonder what's gonna happen. And I kind of like you have it a bit in the first film where Laura's trying to get away from Mike Myers, but it just feels a little more suspenseful in this, because there's a lot more time where she's kind of trying to hide from him and trying to run away from him and stuff like that. So just there's a bit more suspense. Whereas I feel like he's almost like, oh, is that okay? You can't see him rising up in the background and stuff like that. But yeah, I try to think of a good way to round this up. Yeah, basically the doctor basically blows everything up to try and kill Mike Myers, which kind of stops him, except kind of doesn't. Kind of comes out of the flames, but then he's dead. So it's like, yep, that's the end of Mike Myers. No more Mike Myers, guys. So yeah, I've been interested to see what they do for the next few films. Yeah, overall, I think, like I said, I like this one more than the first one. And it may be a controversial opinion, but I'm sticking with it. That's what I'm saying. I like it more than the first one. But yeah, Next time we do these horror films, we're going to do... Pulls out. Wait, no, that is in the wrong order. There we go. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. So this is the next film in the series, technically. Though, this film is a completely separate thing. It is separate to any other film in the Halloween series. It's not connected to any of them. So there's just no connection whatsoever in this film to any of the other films. Like, yeah. Which is weird. They just decided, no, we don't want Mike Myers. And everyone was like, what? You know, it's like, well, the fuck is this? It's Halloween 3. Where's Mike Myers? And I'm like, oh, you guys want Mike Myers? It's like, yeah, that's the fucking, that's the draw for the series. We want a bit of Mike Myers. Oh, I see. So yeah, I know he comes back mostly because I'm looking at the return of Mike Myers. So I'm very, very plainly put in the fourth film, Mike Myers is back. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. 3 is going to be interesting because all I know about it is it's completely separate. So other than that, got no fucking clue. So the further we get into the series, the less I know, which is good. I think, especially horror, you should know as little as possible about it. Like, you should know but fuck all, because it's so interesting. And I think that's the problem with, especially like the early ones, like the first Friday the 13th, or don't know much about Nightmare on Elm Street. Not really. But like I said, the first Halloween, kind of knew about it. So yeah, it'd be interesting. I look forward to it, but it'll be a while before we get to that. Or, well, if you're watching this on YouTube, actually, it'll be next week. It's just like, for me, it's going to be about 2 weeks. I'm just like, oh yeah, it's going to be a while, except for you, because this will come out and then it'll be like a week. For me, it's going to be 2 weeks. We'll get to those. Otherwise, I'm still doing Gamera films. Those are interesting. If you want to check out any of those anime discussions about Gamera, I'm interested to see what's going to happen next in that series. So we got 6 more films in the show era. So yeah, look forward to that. Probably by the time you're watching this, I'll have actually already watched them all. So yeah, like I said, as always with any of these films, if you've got films you want me to watch, if you're like, I really want to see you watch X horror film, A, I may already own it, or B, it might be on Amazon Prime or something like that, so I can watch it there. So yeah, give me a shout. Let me know. You want to see my reaction to something, because there's a lot of horror films. Because before me starting the series, I barely watched any horror films. I'll be honest. So yeah, I barely watched anything. But for now, I say thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Halloween horror reaction thing, Majiggy. Bye.